You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show for Season 2, Episode 10, I believe, which is Part 1 of the season finale coming up.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes, and what Nikki has been doing in this episode, she has been digging a hole, which is the title of this particular one. I am Kaori Takee, and joining me is the lovely Danielle Pascente.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good, and joining me as well is, I like to call you the Walking Dale.
Hey, that's what I go by, so that works.
Or Dale Rutledge.
Oh yeah, I do have a real name too.
You do. So guys, this episode for me was very, in terms of kind of segmenting it in specific topics, was quite confusing, so we're just going to roll with it.
Yes.
Yeah, they hopped all over the place, but so do we sometimes.
It was all over the place, definitely.
Yeah. So let's first talk about, well, before we do that, overall thoughts about it.
It was all over the place.
Okay.
That's one.
Yeah.
And Nikki and Brie drama was, I guess, the highlight for me.
It was a highlight for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for having me back again. I appreciate
we love
it.
having you
As,
here.
as soon as
I love
Christian
having you.
figures out how to get out of that closet that I locked him in, we might have trouble, but until then,
Look, you can wear a hot dress and sit on the couch. How about that?
wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, the crowd likes it. I didn't even realize there's so many people in here. My #1 thing that I took away from this episode was how awesome Daniel Bryan and John Cena both are. Like, they
Yeah.
are just like stand-up dudes who let their women be a little crazy and do their thing because they know that that's what they like a lot of times, but they always seem to really ground and center the Bella twins. And it just, every time I see extended scenes with Daniel Bryan or John Cena, I'm just like, God, those guys.
I kind of feel like they both have a very different kind of relationship with each woman.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that Daniel Bryan's completely kind of pussy whipped, for lack of better words.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, in a good way. I mean, like, she obviously really loves him as well.
Yeah.
But he just kind of obliges for pretty much everything, including a $700 hotel room for one night.
Yeah. But, you know, he's at the top of his game right now. I
Yeah.
feel like it's either now or when else are you going to splurge for that $700
Yeah.
room? So if that's what she wants.
Is it bad that I would totally do that? Had to be one person.
I mean,
I watched it, I was like, that's not that bad. It's your wedding,
it's your wedding.
day.
Yeah.
But then he does point out that they're going to be back at that hotel a couple days later.
Yeah.
So,
It's that one time next to the next time.
yeah. But hopping onto that, I also think that John, it doesn't take much for him to make Nikki happy, if that makes any sense. Like, he can just kind of provide her with a couple I love yous and I care about you, and she just skips off all happy.
Yeah.
So-
She's very like static and he's very calm.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so I think she just needs a little anchor sometimes, and Cena seems to do a good job of that.
He does.
What's the age difference between them?
I would think like at least 5-7 years, right?
I don't know, actually.
I think the Bellas are almost 30.
Yeah, they're late 20s, or was that her 30th birthday? Is that what
That's
they...
right. It
Yeah, I
was her
think it
30th
was.
birthday. Okay.
So then they, yeah. So
But are
they're
both the guys older than, so is Daniel Bryan older than...
gonna have to
Sorry,
look
I'm
some
asking
things
such
up.
complicated questions,
No.
but I'm just wondering because you made a good point. Like, they always ground them, and so...
Daniel
you would
Bryan's 33,
assume
I know that, sorry.
They were older than the
Let's
girls.
see how old John Cena is. Daniel Bryan just turned 33 last week because we talked birthdays on my other show, so I know
Okay.
that off the top of my head. He was born in a year.
We're going to have to do some
Take a guess.
complicated math.
Take a guess. Well, how old does he look?
I bet he's like 36.
35.
30. Okay, I say 37.
Okay.
That's his Twitter page. Well, carry on, I'll find
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So,
my
all right.
God.
Well, the show starts off with Brie and Daniel Bryan oh my gosh, Bryan Danielson.
Every week.
I know. I keep wanting to chant yes instead. Bryan Danielson are having breakfast over. Did you get the age?
Yeah, he was born in 77.
Okay.
So that makes him 36 or 37.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we were right, basically.
All right. So they're having breakfast and they're talking about their wedding plans. And I think this is the episode where Brie's going to bring out her bridezilla-ness out.
Breezilla.
Breezilla. She wants Daniel Bryan to trim his beard, which he, although he's not too happy about it, he jokes about it. And he carries on by letting the dog lick his nose, which I think is
That
so cute.
scene was so much, though, with the beard and the dog, like, practically making out with his face.
And he's on the toilet.
Hey, they got real. You wanted real.
Yeah.
That was a real moment. I liked it. I mean, it's always a little gross when you see other people kissing their dog, but I have a puppy and it kisses me.
Oh my gosh, my dog just
Yeah.
totally goes up there digging for gold too. And it's really gross. But now everyone knows. That's great.
Right up
I
the
guess
old
I need
nostril.
to get a dog and figure out this bond
I have
that
this-
people have with their dogs.
I had this weird thing where I feel that when my dog licks me or I can breathe, it breathes on me, I can smell my dog's breath and it's relaxing and soothing. It's, I know, it's weird.
Doggy therapy.
All is good in the world because my dog is breathing.
Would you ever share food with your dog, though? Like,
No,
one time,
no.
I know this is off topic, one time I saw this person lick an ice cream cone. Dog licks, person
no,
licks.
no,
Okay.
no,
I just wanted to see where the line
I don't know
was
why that's
drawn.
different, but it's different.
You're right.
Even though it's still sharing the spit of the dog.
It
But
might be even better, actually.
at least there's a conduit between the two of you.
Exactly. There might be like a left and a right side, but
Those are your babies, though.
yeah.
Okay.
So in this episode, Brie is trying really hard to perfect her wedding planning. There's a lot going on. First of all, she goes to her final fitting for her bride's dress, which looks great.
Oh my
by
gosh.
The way. I
Yeah.
mean, she just picked the right one for her.
Yeah.
And she takes Nikki there, and they kind of get in a scuffle because
Oh, yeah.
Nikki gets a call talking about how they're going to have a special photo shoot for WrestleMania. And Brie keeps whispering, I can't do it. I've got to do this day.
And Nikki's like, yeah, no, we're totally there. Yep, yeah. We're going to be there. Great.
I know.
Like, no, nothing. Doesn't mention a thing.
Like, she didn't even look up to be like, I got it. And so that happens, and Brie is pretty upset. And Nikki argues, look, Brie, we've been wanting to do this for our whole lives.
Yeah.
We've been wanting this our whole life. Now that we have the opportunity, I'm sure we can make it happen. And Brie says that, no, honestly, my priority now is being a bride and being in this wedding. And she ends up calling Nikki out of nowhere a selfish bitch.
Yeah.
That was aggressive. The whole situation was aggressive.
She's definitely being a Breezilla, but I think Nikki is actually right in this particular instance. Like, the WWE, you're hot and then you're not,
Yeah.
and so this is WrestleMania 30, and it's like doing a whole intro. It was like the intro to all of WrestleMania is what they're talking about. To miss that would be mind-blowing. And plus, why are you planning this wedding at WrestleMania time?
That's true.
Odd when everyone involved is in the business. So I don't know. I sided with Nikki on that, and I did think Brie overreacted a little.
No, I agree
Yeah.
too. It just felt like out of left field, and I feel that at their caliber of where they are at now in their careers, she could have or should have hired some help, some wedding planning.
Yeah.
And instead she wants to do it all herself, which I understand because she wants it to be perfect. But like,
And they're
you
very
said-
organic and granola kind of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe that felt too, I don't know, processed for them.
Yeah, but she ends up having to go with Nikki to New Orleans, which is not a bad problem, not a
Yeah.
bad job in my
No,
opinion.
not at all.
And mom steps in. She's like, I got it. I'll take photos. I'll do the thing.
Yeah, and she's checking up on the mom. They say that there's a lovely venue, but you would have to get porta potties, which like,
really freaks them all out, which I think is so
mean,
funny.
It would freak me
It's on
out.
a ranch.
Yeah, where did you think you were going to go?
I know.
Like,
Nature.
I mean, pull up some leaves, I suppose. I don't know, but I didn't see why that was such a big deal.
I
They're
didn't either.
Like, grandma's going to use a porta potty? It's like, it's not for the construction
it's
area.
45 minutes when they go to the hold it for 45 minutes until you go to the reception.
Yeah,
right?
tell everybody before they come or something.
Well, I think it's a big deal, only considering that when you go to a wedding, you're expected to dress pretty nice, and the idea of being in a porta potty, that thing, and trying to hover because you don't want to like touch the toilet.
But it's not used. That's the thing. Like, I've gone to a lot of movie premieres that have like an after party, and at that after party, there's always porta potties because they have it at a weird space where you don't normally have things, and they're all fancy. There's nice porta potties out there.
That's true.
Like poop trailers.
Basically. I just imagine the kind that are like blue and then like you can tip it over.
Right. Yeah. They make them a little fancier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like stairs that lead up to it.
Yeah,
you know, those
exactly.
ones?
Oh, those are okay.
Yeah.
They're nice.
But she does not want to deal with that. That is for sure.
No.
Her or the mom. They're both like, mm-mm.
But, you know, Brie ends up managing to figure it out to do her WrestleMania shoot as well as go up with Brian to pick a venue.
Yeah, but she's still making a stink about it in the car, you know?
Yeah.
You know when they get there and
Then they talk about the clown.
Oh, yeah. They have that fake convo about the clown. Well, I bet the clown would go
really
and
funny
send it.
scene.
So weird.
It was so awkward, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why is this clown suddenly your analogy to
Yeah.
to choosing your career?
Yeah.
It was the weirdest
Super weird.
thing. But
What else?
so they're up in the I guess Bay Area, right? The coast, trying to figure out which venue to choose. Brie obviously wants to rent a cottage, a $700 cottage for one night.
Wait, they're in Sedona, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sedona? Okay.
Isn't that?
That's in Arizona.
Oh
Arizona.
my god.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Bay Area. My bad. Sedona, Arizona. So they're there trying to get the cottage thing going, and Daniel was shocked at Brie's expenditures, like how much she wants to be spending on this wedding. He's shocked that she would rather spend 120 grand, perhaps. I think
he just pulls that number out. I think he's
okay.
kind of like guesstimating, like,
Yeah.
this is this and that, and we can spend $120,000 on this thing. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was real.
Yeah, but I feel like Brian is very, very tight.
Yes.
He's very uncomfortable with lavishing money.
Again, I think he understands that the business can fall out from under you at any point. So I think he's just more realistic. And I love that he's like, you're doing this 70% for your family, 30% for people you don't care about, and then 50% is because of that Disney dream wedding that you have in your head.
So funny.
It was so
Any
funny.
guy that listened to that at that moment was like spot on.
I thought that's great.
But what I love about it is every time he makes a joke, Brie can't take it seriously. Like, she laughs. It's such a nice comic relief, that kind of relationship they have, where he can just kind of calm her down by saying something so real at the same time.
I love that he keeps calling it her wedding.
Yeah.
I thought that was so
He's like,
great.
this is your wedding, okay?
Yeah.
So she wants to rent, I guess, the most expensive venue.
Yeah, the ranch.
The ranch.
Yeah.
Just because it's just a ranch. Whereas the resort, they're kind of already prepared. I think they're able to build in a lot of the costs because it's already there.
Right.
Whereas the ranch is just like, yeah, there's like animals running around. and-
Yeah. And they kept saying, oh, we could fly in, I don't know, crazy
Stadium
chairs
stuff,
and whatever. She really wants a big wedding. She is that kind of woman, I guess, and that's cool. But it's interesting how she wants a lavish wedding, yet her lifestyle is very granola, I guess.
And Daniel Bryan, yes, did
Yeah.
I say that right?
Daniel Bryan is his.
He tries to get her to realize that so much too, because it's like she wants the over-the-top wedding, but she doesn't really want that. She's doing it to please other people.
Yeah.
Do you
can-
agree with that kind of?
Yeah.
I think she has tendencies to be that way. You can tell
Yeah.
just by her family life that they were raised off pretty well, and
Right.
they're just used to nice things. There's not really a downside to that per se, except unless you let it overtake you. But she seems very in control of what she likes and what she doesn't like. You know, they go to what I presume to be Whole Foods or the local farmers market, and you know, they're very much on that whole granola lifestyle, which I think is great. But she definitely has those touches of like fancy in
Yeah.
there. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You can tell.
She's got some Nikki in her.
Yeah, whereas Nikki
Definitely.
just runs with it the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that Brie really wants planned at her wedding is she doesn't want any drama. So she is urging Nikki to tell John that she was once married because she does not want John to find out on his own. So Nikki makes a couple of attempts to tell John Cena. One time while they're at work, and she realizes that's not going to work, okay, because we're at work. Another time, right after they pan from Brie and Daniel Daniel Bryan's kosher lifestyle all the way to the mansion in Florida.
Yeah.
I was like,
She's got her feet up on John's lap and stuff. Like,
I was like, oh, I guess he didn't sell that house because we were talking about it last week. She attempts to tell him then, but instead she kind of like fake throws Brie under the bus, like, oh yeah, Brie's being a bridezilla. You got to tell her to calm down.
Yeah,
because
saying she's putting the wedding above her career,
Yeah.
or their career, I suppose.
Yeah, and then John's like, do you want me to talk about it with her? She's like, yeah. Well, yeah. I was like, what?
Digging that hole. Like,
Yeah.
Deeper and deeper and deeper.
She just can't do it. And you know, even when they go, I forget where they are. I think they're in New Orleans because they're about to get beignets later.
Oh, Ben Gaze.
Ben Gaze.
That was my favorite line of the episode.
Favorite.
Let's go get Ben Gaze.
And I was like, what?
Does your back hurt? What's going on?
I was like, what? I thought that too. And then they're like, oh, beignet. That was funny.
That was the best scene.
So Brie and her brother and her mom are there alongside Nikki, and they all kind of confront Nikki and said, hey, did you tell John yet?
Oh yeah, JJ's like, how'd he take it?
Yeah, and she was
she's
like,
like,
oh, he's fine.
But she like couldn't be more suspicious. Like even I felt like the lie on her because she's all like, sunglasses. Here's my he's fine. You know, it was just like,
It was like, come on.
obviously you guys know she's lying, right? Like I don't know.
How many
It's so
times this
funny.
episode? Probably 4 times she either lied about it, didn't do it, or
Yeah.
didn't do it at all.
I don't understand. I guess I can understand the trepidation she has for saying it, but my goodness, she needs to say it. And
Well, it's been a secret for so long too. So it's not only dealing with the lie; it's dealing with the fact that you've been lying about it since like day one.
but hiding a secret, is that considered a lie? She's not lying, right?
Some things are better left unsaid. I'm a firm believer in that. But in this case, she was married. I mean,
They talk about marriage so much.
Yes.
It'd be different if they just weren't a marriage couple and it was just like, oh, you know, this thing kind of weird. I was 20, but
yeah.
they talk about it a lot, and it was like a contention point for them where they kind of split up because of the weirdness of marriage and kids and living together. I don't know. Felt like she definitely should have said something before now.
Do you think that it's going to cause a lot of drama during the wedding, as Brie fears?
No. John Cena will not let that happen.
He's not gonna.
Just like you said, he's adult like.
Yeah.
Not here, not now.
I'm curious to see how his reaction is going to be. And it's funny because all of this starts off by being drunk and telling Natty something.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and their fear of, crap, I told Natty of all divas. It's so funny. So yeah, I think Nikki lets her because that's a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, she needs to fix that, and it looks like. Well, we can get to it later with the predictions, but
Sure.
it looks like JJ might pop that balloon for her.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
he thinks it he already knows, so he's like, "Hey, you did pretty good with that information about the wedding."
It's like,
So I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
Yeah.
yeah. For once, I'm actually excited for the next episode because I feel like we don't know how it will necessarily play out.
Yeah.
So you're saying you were not excited about the other episodes?
Well, I feel that some things are predictable,
Okay.
but next week I really don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one and a sad one because it's our last one
Yeah.
until season 3. So Stephanie McMahon, I can't even speak. Stephanie McMahon is making a fitness video.
Yes.
It made me think of you. Did you guys have
Totally.
rehearsals too?
We had rehearsals. It reminded me of that a lot, but then I was like, there was no real closure with that scene. I was like, well, what happened to the DVDs? And I start researching online. I don't know what it was for, but I want to find the full thing.
Her and Triple H are both coming out with workout videos. I guess John Cena has a workout thing that he does that is doing really well. So I don't know if because of the success of that, they decided to branch out more. But yes, Stephanie will have the women's and Triple H will have the men's. And
Interesting.
It's a
looked like-
great idea.
yeah, and no
Yeah.
other divas were in the workout video, at least that day. It was
Yeah.
only Naomi. I thought that was very
I
interesting.
think Natty was there, right? Wasn't she? Oh, she was just talking about how she works out.
Yes, that was. They were at the gym,
Yeah.
but that was a different one.
Yeah.
But there weren't any, well, all those background people were not the divas. It was just Trinity.
Just
in there.
just Naomi
Okay.
was an actual diva, so I thought that was pretty good for her.
And that also shows Trinity's doing much better, and she's ready for WrestleMania as well.
Yeah,
What do you think of her moves? I want to ask you.
They were really good. I mean,
I'm always like impressed with her acrobatics. I just always
man.
really enjoy it.
Yeah, that match with her and AJ was great, and it was definitely a good build into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Making you think, I guess, do you know what happens at WrestleMania?
Yes.
You know she doesn't.
Because Christian told us.
Yeah, Christian,
okay.
Christian likes to be like,
Did he say it?
well,
on air?
this happened.
You're like, we're not there yet.
like, darn it. No, it's all right.
It's funny though, because when I watched it, I was trying to predict what would happen. I was like, wait, Danielle, you already know because
Yeah.
Christian told you. That was funny for a second.
That's hilarious.
So speaking of Natty, though, when they were working out, they're talking about Summer Rae, who isn't really on this episode either too much.
Which I found was strange too. Was Natty suddenly is concerned a little bit about Summer Rae? Like, I thought they were.
I think she just wants to gossip, to be
Okay.
honest with you. I don't know if she cares
Oh, that Natty.
as much as she's very interested to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Nikki says, she doesn't want her to go, basically, and it's Brie's day, and nobody should come in and ruin it. What do you guys think? I mean, would you invite someone that was on that fringe kind of thing?
Probably not. I mean, I think every seat is very expensive.
That's the thing. You're paying per head at a wedding, usually.
It's very expensive. Unless she plans on bringing a lavish wedding gift, it probably wouldn't
even out.
Right. It's so hard though, because there's so many things to consider in this. Like, she's part of the show. She's been brought on the show. It's obviously going to air on the show. So for that reason, I liked how Brie pulled her aside at the very end of the episode and kind of chatted with her. That's the most we've seen Summer let go, or not let go, but open up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's the most emotion we've ever seen from her, because she's usually just like, meh, I'm like, she just closes off. So
Yeah, but she's been doing really well herself and successful. By the way, Dale, do you have any insight on why she was the chosen diva for this Marines 4 movie?
I mean, they just really like her. That happened at the same time that she was announced to go into Total Divas. So obviously she's doing something right that somebody is connecting with over there. She's done filming now. She's back on Raw. Last week was her return to Raw. But yeah, I mean, they just really like her. I don't really know the specifics, but
Does she make out with the Miz in Marines 4?
I mean, she must, right?
That's what I was thinking.
I would presume.
Because I don't know, they're like, with the Miz. I was like, what?
Yeah,
But-
she had an altercation with Fandango on Raw where Fandango has a new girlfriend on air, Layla, and he was literally making out with Layla. Summer Rae comes racing down to interrupt. She breaks it up, and then she makes out with Fandango. I was just like, oh, talk about sloppy kisses.
That is sloppy.
I was like, she was literally just all up in
Oh,
that.
that's not very pretty.
But it was a good storyline.
But yeah, Summer Rae's been doing really well, and you're right. She opens up to Brie and says, "Look, the reason why I'm kind of like this is because I see you guys." She kind of passive aggressively says, "You guys are bitches to each other too." In a way, I see how cutthroat you guys are. You guys are kind of catty, so I have to be like that too. And she even points out, "Look, we're about the same age, but you're a lot more successful than I am." Which made me kind of sad because that's not true. Summer Rae's doing really, really well actually now, but she's not invited to the wedding. Her first tears ever
Yeah.
on this episode.
I really like this moment, though.
I really loved it. She opened up and even admitting I have low self-esteem. Like, she said,
Yeah.
I have low self-esteem, and I don't know, that was big of her. I
was.
like Team Summer Rae on this one.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard you say it all season.
I know.
I mean, wow.
Capture this moment.
Yeah.
Record it.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
It made me wonder, too, with the announcement of Rosa Mendez coming in next season. Formula speaking, are they going to make Summer Rae, will she start getting along with the girls? Kind of how Eva Marie did that switch?
Right.
And will
That's what I was
Rosa
thinking.
Mendez be the new B? Or is it a whole nother
I wondered that
sitch?
too.
What's her personality like?
Rosa
Do
Mendez?
we know? Yeah.
Not really. I mean, we haven't, only on the show have we seen her accompany wrestlers down,
Right,
but they haven't
right.
never really given her
A spotlight.
backstage screen time or
Yeah.
anything that you'd really know much about her, and I haven't dug around on her or anything. But
She was in the meeting, right, when they were talking about
Yeah.
to announce. I was like, there she is.
yeah,
It's about to happen.
she's one of the 14 that wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So speaking of, they're planning the WrestleMania match for the Divas, and they try to give us a crazy, crazy climax of who's going to be wrestling against AJ Lee. And then it ends up being everybody.
I like that though. That's cool.
Yeah. I didn't like the way that the stipulation was basically pin any diva and you're the Divas champ.
No, I was
But
very nervous going into WrestleMania because I thought it would just be a total mess of a match, because how could you have 14 people with only one pinfall?
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a very good idea.
No.
But the way that it was executed, everybody got to do their finishing move. They had some good time. Even Marie was in there for a second, and it was okay.
okay.
But yeah, I am very curious. There's a thing that happens with Naomi, which I mention a couple of episodes ago? I'm not sure, but basically in that match, Naomi is supposed to have AJ grab her hand and tap her out. So like forcing Naomi to tap, but then she was going to be like, I didn't do that, and then they were going to face each other. Whatever reason, that didn't happen. As AJ is doing the hand, Naomi takes her other hand and taps out. So she kind of messed it up. Maybe she got confused. I mean, it was a lot of quick back and forth. So maybe, your natural reaction when you're being yanked on is to tap. So I don't know. So I wonder if they're going to address that on the show or if they're just going to breeze right through
I would love to see them address that.
Me too.
And also there was other things about that match as well. Cameron, apparently, she rolled out during the match because her top fell off.
Her boob, yeah.
Oh, serious?
She had a little bit of a nip slip.
Maybe they'll talk about that. Maybe they'll talk about...
She rolls out. She's like, girl, bye.
Yes.
That'd be phenomenal. But their match, the Divas match at WrestleMania, came on right after the streak was lost. So that whole Divas match was kind of a blur to me because there was just that huge shock. So basically, the Undertaker, he has won at WrestleMania for 20 times, and he has this thing called the streak. And he went up against Brock Lesnar, and everyone's like, no, he's not going to lose. And he did.
Oh.
And it was really shocking and sad for a lot of us.
Yeah, so they put the Divas match immediately after that. So the whole, the win got sucked out of the 75,000 people that are watching because it just blew their mind that Undertaker lost because no one predicted it. And so the first half of the match, people are just like randomly booing things because they're just upset. And they're like, you're not Undertaker, boo. It's just, but they come back around by the end, which shows you the strength of that match anyways. But I felt real bad for the girls. Yeah,
it was a tough one to go after. But
not as bad as last year though, when they got yanked off the card entirely. So.
Oh, that's true.
So take what you can get, I suppose.
That's
is
true.
The moral of the story.
That's very, very true. But yeah, I mean, I think that about completes the wrap up. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about this episode?
Eva Marie was not in this episode. As much airtime as she got last episode.
Well,
she basically got a really awful pep talk from Natty.
Yeah.
She was like, well, it's WrestleMania, so, no big deal. 80,000 people and, 160 countries, and it's on video. So if you mess up, they can watch it over and over and over again. So good luck on your first WrestleMania.
It's like, go get him.
Yeah, it's like...
That's so true.
That was cringeworthy.
Yeah, it's like,
I feel like
thanks, Natty.
Natty's becoming more and more awkward as the season progresses. They're like bound her calling. Yes, you are going to be the awkward one.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It wouldn't be the same without her.
No, I really like her.
I love Natty on the show.
She's
for sure.
comic relief. She's different.
Yeah.
She's unique. Yeah.
What did you guys think about the resort that they ended up picking for the wedding? Did you like it better than the ranch, or how did you feel?
I was okay with it. I mean, any of those would be fine. With me.
They're both great, really.
They were great. I really liked it. And honestly, in Sedona, it's not... She claimed the ranch was closer to the Red Rocks, but really, if you get a good resort, you can see the Red Rocks everywhere. They're going to be in the backgrounds of your pictures. So, I don't know. I thought it was really pretty. And the pictures we saw, we put up pictures, in the mid-season. Really pretty.
What did you think?
I love that. The resort, I kind of fell in love with the resort when they went there. I was like, oh, do that one. I don't know, because it was made to have a wedding. You know what I mean? Like, it was just already ready, basically. So, I don't know. I think they made the right choice. It looked really beautiful.
I'm wondering why they made it into two parts, because I just feel like they cut it off right at the, like, oh, why do you guys have to finish this? Why couldn't you just tell us everything right now?
I know. Hopefully, they'll show a lot of the wedding, though, so that we can really get a feel for what it looks like.
Because we really breezed through Naomi's wedding. That was just kind of like, hey, we're on the beach and bye.
We breezed through Natty's wedding too.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember she got into a scuffle with somebody, didn't she? A Cameron or someone?
Oh, I don't remember. I know
Natty?
Not was it Natty? She got mad. Someone got mad at somebody.
Well, she was
Somebody
having
got mad
that
at somebody,
thing.
yeah, well,
the week
divas.
of the wedding with the other.
With the bald guy.
What?
That whole thing was a mess.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, the guy that had the hots
not
for
an
her.
affair, but you know, like a little,
Not, yeah,
a little flingy.
flirting,
Yeah.
if anything.
Oh, that's right. She had like a guy who had a thing for her, and
Yeah.
TJ was.
It was her tanning guy.
That's right.
Right?
From back home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
He trained her, right?
He had something to do with, I don't know the exact story
Train,
there, but
tan.
Yeah, like it's funny
Whatever.
because like the moment you know it's produced is when this guy walks in.
when tanning guy comes in.
He's invited to Natty's wedding. I mean, how awkward can you get?
Unfortunately, I don't think TJ is produced. I think he's really just not a good husband.
Gosh, we haven't seen
love
TJ
it.
hardly at all this season. Maybe once.
With the cat.
A few times, the cat he got real upset about. The
His
cat
sister.
scenario. Oh, and his
Oh,
sister.
his sister.
By the way, Bounce House doesn't exist. I did read that.
What?
Yeah, they never got it.
Oh, they didn't buy it.
What?
I should have saved that for news and gossip.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
No, why are you going to get into the bounce house business in the first place? Like, that can't be that lucrative.
No.
And not where she lives, exactly how she.
What a random like thing to talk about. I want to build a bounce house.
No, it's going to make me lots of money. Bounce castles. Like, what?
TJ, hook it up.
Yeah, like, I only need about $4,000. Like, she doesn't talk like that. I don't know why.
I don't even remember how she talks. That's great.
Oh, she's the worst.
Man, she's the worst. All right, so let's move on to some news and gossip then. Oh, look at that. On
AfterBuzz
point.
TV News.
All right, you had something, didn't you? About the bounce house? Was that it?
Well, just
This just in.
let's rewind and put it in right here.
rewind. I read that they did not end up getting the bounce house. I don't know if it was they saw the episode and realized how dumb it was going to be, but they didn't get one.
Or they
That's all
talked
I
to
know.
anyone and got advice from any decent-minded person. That's not. Why would you buy one even?
Yeah.
Not like a plethora where you could sit. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's just really strange. And now I'm like looking back at that episode, how the sister got like a rock star spa service and stuff. Maybe that's what the $4,000 were for.
Oh yeah.
Could have easily, you could easily rack up $1,500, $2,000, don't you think?
Hey, Natty's cat is going to be on Cat Fancy.
Yeah.
She told us that.
Oh
this
yeah, she
episode.
did.
What's Cat Fancy?
I guess it's like
It's a magazine for cats. I mean,
Wait.
about cats, not for cats. Can you imagine like? I actually would prefer that.
Oh my gosh.
you're like a magazine for cats. Oh my god, that's great.
Wait, is it or
Maybe it's not
Gizmo?
Cat Fancy. I forget.
What's her
it's called.
cat's name? Garfield? Gizmo?
No,
Gizmo is the one that passed
yeah,
away. I
Gizmo's
think. Wasn't that the one
yeah,
that
the
passed
one
away?
that passed away.
Yeah.
Is the cat going to be on the cover?
You didn't hear all that. I think he's.
It was so random too because
She
they
just
were
threw it out.
in meeting.
They're like, yeah, we're talking about WrestleMania. Thanks, Natty.
Like, you girls have any news? My cat. I was like, oh my god.
Awkward Natty to the rescue.
I wonder if everyone else is just like, oh, Natty.
I know, right?
That's like a thing.
Probably.
That's so funny. I guess that's it. Oh, they're gonna get married, but we'll move on to news and gossip. Predictions.
Predictions.
Yeah. Predictions.
And now,
I was reading
your
news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, predictions. I think you had some.
Did
didn't
I?
you?
Oh, yeah. JJ going to blow that spot up. That's all I really care about. I want to see how that's going down because I'm very curious.
Oh my god, I almost want like you to have a reaction video.
JJ, why?
Like we all have our phones right at the moment when it happens.
It's so the red wedding.
so the red wedding, exactly.
I am also interested to see, this isn't really a prediction, but just curious as to see when and if Naomi does get that title run because she really deserves it and I hope she didn't, I hope that wasn't the only chance that
Yeah.
she got because she's ready. I really feel she's ready.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really like that idea that hopefully they do talk about what happened at WrestleMania with the match and
Yeah.
if that happened, how Naomi's going to talk about it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's been talking about wanting to be the champ pretty much all season. So it'd
Yeah.
be nice. We shall see.
Yeah, I think I go with your prediction as well. That JJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
JJ's just gonna ruin it, and then yeah.
I don't know why he got so pissed though. He's so dramatic. Of all the, I'm like, man, you're like the dramatic Bella, I guess.
I don't know, but I see it though. If you have these two sisters that you're close with and you think that you're telling each other everything and she didn't tell you that she got married
Yeah.
10 years ago or whatever. It's like,
But even the
would
mom
make
was
me
like,
mad.
dude, don't even worry about it, you know?
And at the same time, it's her business.
That's true.
So, but if she wouldn't have lied about it, JJ wouldn't have opened his mouth. So it goes back to her.
Yep. She double lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I predict that this next episode, this final episode, it's going to end in the cliffhanger, and we're not going to know whether John forgives
agree.
Nikki or
Ooh,
not.
that'd be smart.
Yeah.
It's really going to bug me too.
It's going to
I'm going
bug
to be
me
really
too.
upset.
You're going to come back with like pages of news and
I'm going to
gossip.
show you my phone of the reaction. What?
So our homework is to get the reaction to the spoiler, and that's about it. And in the meantime, where can everyone find you guys?
Après-vous.
Twitter at Danielle Elise P and Instagram at Danielle Pascente.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TheWalkingDale. You can find me cooking up some dishes on youtube.com/dishingonmovies.
You want to bring us some dishes next week?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Let's
my
have a
gosh, you
finale.
You can have like a feast right here.
Want to do like vegan cupcakes or something?
Please.
That way? Yeah.
Please. Oh, I hear it. The cheers. Yep.
Oh, vegan cupcakes it
today.
is.
And you can find me on Twitter as well as Instagram at KAORIOUS. And you can follow the whole AfterBuzz TV family at AfterBuzz TV. And we will catch you guys for the season finale of Total Divas next week.
Woohoo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, buzz
Buzz
you
you
later.
later.
See you later.
Buzz-
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.